Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is Nom Nom, and we find ourselves in the sweltering duplicate pit in cycle 92. This is the Aridio map, which is the oppressive heat map. And as we look at the heat overlay, we see that it is a tad warm inside the base. As from previous videos, we have our double thermal regulator cooling loop going on, which is helping keep our base under 30 degrees Celsius, which is allowing us to grow mealwood. But food continues to be a challenge as we only have 35,000 kilocalories, and honestly, without the food that we've gotten from the printing pod, this colony would have been dead quite a while ago. Not currently running the ice machine. It generates too much heat. We've got our insulated polluted water pit going. It'll be done in a few cycles, I imagine. We're getting rid of all this CO2. We see the pressure down here is really low, 500 grams. We had a big chlorine problem in the farm for a while. With the destruction of the CO2, we've managed to get rid of a lot of, or lower that chlorine into a more manageable level. We have our steam geyser. This one kicking out 5.8 kilograms of steam at 110 degrees, and this one kicking out 4.2 kilograms at 110 degrees. I think what I want to do over here, as this is just so much water, I'm going to leave this one as you see here for now to pool water, and this one I think I'm going to cap it off and put a steam turbine above it. Use that with a couple of thermo aqua tuners. Is that right? Thermo aqua tuners. Use that with a couple thermal aqua tuners and this vent with some steam turbines to generate power and cooling for the base. Cooling at a factor of 10 from whatever this thermal regulator can do. But to do that, I can't put those tiles there. Also, I probably want to do something with this chlorine. So I think I'm going to wait till this hydrogen generator is up and running, throw a pump over here, and just pump all of this gas that I don't want into a tank. Yeah. So dupes are slowly getting some tasks done. I am still having some big power problems, and I did add an oxygen diffuser over here. As you can see, oxygen wasn't doing great. We're up to 1.2 kilograms for most of the base. And I just have an awful lot of random gases floating around. Oxygen pressure dipped dangerously low for a while, and you know, the CO2 was up here in my farm and the chlorine was in this top level of my farm. This is pretty much taking care of that. I am getting rid of a lot of carbon dioxide in a really inefficient way. You know, this is using a lot of power. It's filtering through all this water. I'm not doing anything with it. Ideally, I would heat this carbon dioxide up to a ridiculous temperature and then feed it into the carbon skimmer, letting it go ahead and delete that heat. I just don't have the infrastructure to do that right now. What I may do is set up a pump and run that pipe through this area here with ethanol distiller, or maybe even this, maybe create a hot room with this 67 degree ethanol, and just try, yeah, just try and do that to get rid of some more heat. Just another way to get rid of heat. I may not need to though, because once I get this steam turbine up and running, the steam turbine just deletes an insane amount of heat. And I think I'm going to try and get 2 of them with 2 aqua tuners and a steam vent. That's going to use a lot of power, but hopefully I can manage to self-power that system. It's going to require a bit of automation and quite a bit of construction, so I'm letting the dupes finish up the existing construction tasks before we get into that. Alright, what else have we got? I'm working up here on a new Dreco farm. I'm going to flood the top of this farm with hydrogen so that the Dreco's scales will grow. And down here I'm going to plant mealwood, assuming I can get it below 30 degrees, so that I can get those Drecos to turn into glossy Drecos. Now, where did my Drecos go? I had 2 of them. It looks like I built one into a wall. Let's deconstruct that. So the Dreco, come on Dreco, there you go. Dreco Scale growth, the amount of time required. So this guy, I think, grows his scales all the time, but if he was a glossy Draco, he would only grow his scales if he was in hydrogen. So that's why we're doing what we're doing here. I probably still won't be able to get to all that, but we'll make that work. And then to finish that off on the top, I'll just have to come in from over here. I'm going to do this in a weird way here so I don't dig up that oxalite, so that it doesn't... When you dig up a material, it cuts the mass in half. So I want that oxalite to naturally decay and get more oxygen out of it that way. Also, there's 8 kilograms of oxygen in this room. My base needs that oxygen real bad. So there's some hydrogen up here. This is probably the hydrogen I'm going to use to flood this room with hydrogen. I'll need a canister in here eventually. Canister emptier. I'll need a canister emptier over here, and then I'll just put a pump up here and pump this into a canister. I'll try to do that without releasing this chlorine. We'll see. Yeah, oxygen is making a comeback here in the top of the base, and carbon dioxide levels are real low, like 800. This thing's doing a lot of work. I also split my power grid. This coal generator is now just powering these two devices and the ethanol distiller. This guy was not able to keep up. This one coal generator, with all the stuff that I have on here, especially if I was doing research, we just couldn't keep up with the power. Taking off this very heavy power usage, 240 what was it, watts? 240 kilojoules? I don't know, whatever. Yeah, 240 watts of power. It was just tipping it over the scale. Also, I started to get power damage, too much power on the wire, overload damage, and this solves that problem. So I still have potentially way too much power going on in this circuit. If I were to run everything, almost 3 times the circuit's capacity. But since I don't run everything, yeah, I'm good for now. If I was to run the rock crusher and the exosuit forge, do some research while grilling food, I'd be burning up my wires. But this is working for now. I definitely need some power management, some transformers, and to consolidate my power. But once I get this hydrogen generator up and running, it's probably going to become my primary power source. I'm going to have these steam turbines over here, so I will turn this area here into my powerhouse. Maybe I'll get one of those fancy stations, power control station over here, just to up the power outage that power output that I get from my my rooms. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. All right, I've got a hydrogen generator, but I have no hydrogen. I'm going to throw down everyone's favorite gas reservoir. I'm going to put it up here because I don't want to dig up these balm lily. I've got a couple of natural balm lilies there, and I'm just going to let them continue to go. And this little wall combination here should help to trap chlorine down here so that they will continue to grow. And meanwhile, my dupes will be able to jump up there. I don't want to dig that up. We'll be able to jump up there and still access that area. I'm going to go ahead and tell them to auto-harvest a few things. And let's run some ventilation pipe. There we go. Now this is going to have all kinds of gases I don't want, so I will throw a filter on here. I will probably be able to get rid of this filter eventually. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. I will put it, where will I put it? I'll put it here. There we go. In, gas I want out, gas I don't want out here. Of course, this is going to need to be powered. This system, only 800 watts. I don't need any special wire for that. Go ahead and connect it up all the way. Until I actually turn this into a real power station, that's going to be enough power. I do need to kickstart this system though to get that pump working, so I will go ahead and throw in a manual generator right here. Wire that up. And I'm also going to want a smart battery over here. I didn't really plan for space for that very well. I was just kind of using what was already dug up. I'll put the smart battery over here, and I'll just have to connect it with the automation wire. I do need more aluminum turned into, there we go, aluminum ore turned into aluminum. I've been thinking about this Wheezewort and how if I'm paying the cost to have a Wheezewort running, why did I do it in probably the least efficient way? So I've also decided I'm going to dig out over here and I'm going to create an actual Wheezewort cooling system. I'm pretty good at making these. I like making them. I need to put cancel that build. So now that they need to be in farm tiles though, I'm going to put a farm tile there and insulated tile there, and we're going to see if they can still reach that at the diagonal to feed it its necessary resources from below. Go ahead and dig that guy up. He's not going to grow anytime soon. And we don't need to go in here very often. I'll put a manual airlock. I may even insulate over that manual airlock. Okay, I can go ahead and enable this for polluted water, but I want to make sure to sweep that up with a high priority. I did put another row of storage bins since I ran out again. And I still only have one reed fiber. So I had two Drecos. I'm not sure what happened to the other Dreco. Did he get walled in somewhere? Or did he just escape? He probably escaped. The Drecos, they're sneaky little guys like that. Sneaky little guys. So these got to be less than 100 cycles, right? Because we're only on cycle 95. Yeah, this guy's only age 49. I'm wondering if they start at a random age or if they start aging when you discover them on the map. Not sure which one it is. And there's my Dreco. Honestly, that could have been another Dreco. It could have been from over here. I don't know. But we'll capture him and put him back over here in the Dreco ranch. I did shrink this ranch because I closed off this other area over here. So it can support fewer Drecos, but I've only got 2 right now, so it doesn't really matter. This stable is 76. It can be 96. It will be a bit bigger once I finish digging that out, and I might extend it a little bit. I do want it to be maximum 96. Maybe if I move this door down or over, we'll figure it out. Oh, ding. We got a printing pod action here. Whew, Slickster larva. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Slickster and print him out. Problem is, I don't think you can wrangle a Slickster, can you? You cannot. So I need plastic in order to relocate him. Because obviously I would want to relocate him down here. And how's this going down here? Pressure is 700 grams, 800 grams. All right. This thing's not even running that often anymore because it's surrounded by oxygen as often as it's surrounded by anything else. I think these algae terrariums, this oxygen's floating over here and some of it's ending up over there. If I open this up a little more, that should help. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that'll get us some more rust. Oh, that's sulfur. Bummer. I don't really care about sulfur. All right, we are dumping our polluted water in here. Unfortunately, we're also polluting all this material that's in here, but that's okay. I want to put a pump in here. I don't need it right now, but I will want it in the future. And queue up power before it's completely underwater. There we go. Just getting that ready for future use. Alright, they're starting to dig this stuff out. I'm taking the sweet time. I can only get one dupe at a time in here, so I will go ahead and give this a priority of 6 on all of this build. It'll only keep one dupe busy anyways. And is this thing dormant yet? Yeah, it did go dormant. I got almost 5k of hydrogen in this big space though before it went dormant. And down here we've got carbon dioxide, polluted oxygen, at also 5k. That won't last as I pump out this hydrogen. Hopefully if I pump this out and I'm dumping enough out of this vent, I can clear out most of what's not hydrogen in here. And actually if I clear this out of hydrogen, I can get in here and actually do some work to box this in a little more cleaner, I guess, maybe with some insulated tile. Although insulated tile will just exacerbate the heat issue. Easy for me to say. And down here, man, that is a lot of tiles. How many tiles is that? $23 by 2 1/3. So I've got 46 and another 11, 57, almost 58 tons of water over here. 58, I guess it'd be 58,000 kilograms. Yeah, that's 58 tons. I have a ton of water, tons of water over here. That's a good thing. Especially if I'm going to block this off and not use it anymore. Also a good thing because both of these are currently dormant. This water is obviously still pretty hot, 70 degrees. Probably on average like 68 maybe. Yeah. We did get another mushroom, dusk cap spore, whatever those things are. Fungal spore. Only 9 more to go. And then we can expand that farm. I took off from a consumable. I took mushrooms off, so they have to eat only the cooked mushrooms since it increases the amount of food that you get from the mushroom. And I put up the grill up there. Harold's cooking away. Speaking of Harold cooking away, I obviously added the skill to Harold for him to be able to cook. I'm going to go ahead and make him even better at cooking. Electric grill usage. So is there no skill to use the gas grill? I guess anyone can use the gas grill? Come on, we all know that's not true. I've seen some people who really can't and shouldn't be using a gas grill. All right, well, improved cooking 2, or 1, I guess. Nails. You have no other skills that you love to do. So your morale's going to take a hit. But we're going to go ahead and give you exosuit training because athletics is good, and so is wearing exosuits. Frankie, we'll go ahead and give you something you love to do. What's your art? Creativity 1. Not worth giving you art, even though you like to do it. May, yeah, you're going to keep working on the art, May. And Dr. Liam, duplicate doctoring and improved carrying. Keep up the good work. Catalina. Catalina is upside down on the stress. She doesn't love to do anything other than digging. What else are you good at, though? Wow, you're just really good at digging. I'll go ahead and work on the construction. You're dig and construct. I do have this set up right now where in order for them to get into the bedroom, they pass through the nature preserve. And if we look at nails here, morale, I should have a +6. Yeah, +6. Well, +6 buff for nature reserve. So anytime they come in to eat or go to their bedroom, they're getting that +6. But I realized that when they leave in the morning, they can leave out this way. And I don't want them to do that. So I am going to, apparently I already realized that. So they cannot go in or out this door. That way that at night and in the morning, they get the reset on the +6 buff for passing through a nature preserve. Now I did add this mess hall over here, which is also adding +3 to morale. That was also a big help. If I want to make this a great hall, the requirements are that it is at least 32 tiles and has plus 20 decor items. I think I can do the plus 20 decor items, and it is 36 right now. So 32. It's big enough. It's just not decory enough. Mess hall. No, great hall. That's what I want. 32 tiles to recreational building. So we will go ahead and throw in a recreational building. This might be what's not a water cooler. Now, in the past, you could disable the water cooler and it would still count. So I'm curious to know if that is still a thing. Go ahead and add some more crown molding here. I had originally done this crown molding and then I changed the size of the room. I dug it out a couple more tiles. And we have 5 of those. I needed some more, but I was waiting for them to finish cutting out some ceilings. We have 6 stoops. We now have 6 mess tables. The only way I can go up from here is to cut into this ranch, and that's probably what I'll do, and I'll drop this ranch down right on top of the bathrooms. Who's scalding and why? Because it's really hot in there. Okay. I'm going to do this. Maybe. There you go. Maybe do that and you won't have to be scalded all the time. Okay, what have we got going over here? Almost done with this stuff. We have so many projects going on right now. Hey, I said ranch the Dreco. I need those scales. Come on now, reed fiber me up. Don't do me like that. Oh, really? You're gonna build that from underneath? That's how we do this? Okay. Dupe decision making, not their strong point. Go ahead and sweep this stuff up too. So I don't think I have any receptacle that can take seeds, so I'm just gonna put them all right here. That should actually, that's a priority 6, so we should see a flurry of seed movement happening. I've got seeds all over the base because none of my containers currently allow them to hold seeds. That thing's gonna fill up in a hurry. We'll actually make sure that it is set to its maximum size. It can only carry one kilogram. So yeah, all right, deliver seeds. Good job. Dupes, finish the gas filter. All right, I did say I needed a smart battery. There's the smart battery. Right there. Connect it here and automation wire. Connect it there. I think I connected that. Yeah, that's all connected. So that's good for now. That's going to get me what I need for the short term. Certainly not going to be my long-term power source. This vent, though, it only puts out 443 grams a second. Not a lot. I think one hydrogen generator consumes 20? Let's look here. Hydrogen generator. Oh, 100 grams a second. So this thing can put out 4.5 times what that thing can use. In theory, that thing won't be running all the time. So let's call it 5 times what it can use. It's only active a little less than half the time. So we're at like 2.5 times. And then, of course, it's got a dormancy period. So I'll be lucky if this hydrogen vent puts out enough hydrogen to keep this hydrogen generator running all the time. We will have to put in some more gas reservoirs to make sure that we have a storage container or a gas compressor. I could use like one of those door gas compressors also to compress the hydrogen. Eventually, when I get steel, I might also want to make this out of steel, and then I can heat up the hydrogen to a ridiculously high temperature before I feed it in here if I'm in need of additional heat removal. But we'll see. I've actually only once had the steam engine up and running in a base, and it worked really well, and I think it's going to continue to work really well. Okay, this door, I opened it and the pip ran out, so nobody's tried replanting a seed in here. I've got a couple of seeds laying around. So I've got a mealwood here. I'm going to dig that up. I don't know if it's in the way of these trees growing or not, because it's not really growing, but I don't want it to be in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. They really don't feel it's important to store those seeds. I get it. Seeds, they're not that important. Wow, they've got so much to do they can't finish any one task. All right, this thing, hydrogen. Here we go. What I need is another dupe. And I say that knowing full well that if I bring in another dupe, my colony starves to death. I need several more dupes. But that's part of the challenge of this map. If you were to play the Aridio map with the mindset of bring in every dupe, that is a suicide mission. You wouldn't have the technology that you need early in the game to be able to cool stuff down, and you'd have to dig out this entire biome to reveal all of this hexalant in order to just survive the initial food drought that you would have. All right, ding, printing pod. What do we got? We have pip eggs. You can never have enough pips, right? All right. So this ranch, it's got its problems. You know, horizontal door, natural ground. So hatches burrow. They love to burrow. At daytime, they burrow. So at daytime, you can't groom them. You can't tame them. So these are tame currently. And if we go ahead and look at, where's our schedule? If we go ahead and look at our schedule, it's because we have a couple of duplicates on a nighttime schedule, and one of those duplicates happens to be our rancher. But if you give them a hard floor, if you give them a tile floor, they can't burrow. Problem solved. I don't want to lose this tree, so I'm going to have this like floating tree in my ranch, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and dig all of these mealwood up, like so. We'll do that. I don't mind the mealwood because they can eat it, but that's probably why they're all sage hatchlings right now, because they've been eating the mealwood. And I meant to check this before. So the sage hatch will not eat wood or lumber, but will the hatch eat lumber? I don't think any of the hatches will eat lumber. Let's see. Stone hatch? Why would he eat lumber? Smooth hatch? Yeah. So lumber's not really a way to go. That's too bad, man. I thought they would eat it. I really did. I thought somebody would eat it. Huh. Well, I'm digging them all up anyways. I'm going to deconstruct that. So this is going to be too big for a ranch here for a little bit. But then I'll fix it. Well, they're all about digging that, but they are not about finishing other stuff. Alright, I'm going to stop giving dig orders for just a minute, because they really need to finish their stuff. Come on, guys, finish this at least. Not that I have the hydrogen to put in there right now, but finish it anyways. Really? Pinch, oh, because you're putting seeds in this container. Yes. Pinch peppernut seeds. That's super important right now. 1, pinch peppernut seed. Efficient use of your time. We're just going to let this run for a minute. And we're back. So what we've got going here is a lot of construction done. We left around turn cycle 98, and I came back at cycle 108. I just let them do a bunch of construction. I did tweak a few things just so they can get to, like, they could get to this build. I built up a ladder here so they can finish this stuff. Obviously, they're not done with it. I did plan out a little bit more on the gas reservoirs. I'm gonna put 4 over here for the hydrogen, and these 2 over here are going to be for the chlorine and whatever else is in here. I'm probably going to put a filter on it, keep the polluted oxygen and hydrogen out, and maybe vent the polluted oxygen right here to this deodorizer. Just get this yeah, get this area cleaned out so I can build my steam turbine build out over here without all these random gases in here. Let's see, over here they finished my little hydrogen chamber, which, as you can see, has no hydrogen in it. I'm going to go ahead and uproot this guy, uproot the Weezewort, and plant him right there. Give that a priority 6. Yep, okay, good. So they'll move my Weezewort up to here, and now I've got a canister emptier, and up here we finished our little hydrogen capture system. So I am going to tell them to please place hydrogen in that canister. That'll fill this up here. I have yet to figure out if I can feed this farm tile from below on the angle. If I cannot, I'll have to get rid of this insulated tile. That will make me a little sad, but it will still work. Okay, and here comes Nails. Do it! Weezewort. Okay, now let's give this a priority of 6. And hopefully they will bring us some hydrogen. Also, now is a good time. I did move the bedroom, and I tore out the floor from the old bedroom, so I can bring this all the way up here. That'll actually help a lot with the commute. I don't know that I'll be spending an awful lot of time up here. I said that about the other spot, and I go down there all the time. At least now. I assume I'll go up here a lot later. But for now, should be all right. Okay, so we're starting to get some hydrogen in here. This is good. It won't take long. Maybe 3 or 4 canisters. See what else is going on. We've built this mesh tile and insulated tile, so this is all done. This liquid reservoir is all done. I'm about ready to uncover this thing. I really need to sweep all this up. I don't want to carry it too far though, so I'm gonna throw down a few storage bins here. Give them a 6 priority, and I'll go ahead and make these sweep only. Of course, they're gonna start sweeping anyways. All right, you go, guys. Maybe I'll cancel this sweep until they build those up. All right. Ding! I heard it. We have a printing pod. Oh, while you were gone, between cycle 98 and 108. I printed out some spicy tofu, 12,000 kilocalories. I will take the mirth leaf because I'm not ready for more dupes. Even with all the free food, I've gotten probably like 42 to 50,000 kilocalories of free food from the printing pod. Yeah, as you can see. I definitely would not have been able to bring up to 6 dupes if I hadn't brought in more dupes from the printing pod. All right, wow, 5, that's a lot. Why so much pressure? I guess because there's so many different gases in here. That's all right, we'll overpressure this, we'll open this door, maybe that'll work. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a couple of gas tiles in here. I'm gonna put a gas tile there, gas tile there, gas tile, yeah, there and there. That might help get some of the CO2 down here where it actually needs to get it for the carbon skimmer. I think I still have a big pocket of, it's not as big of a pocket of oxygen. But I did disable the carbon skimmer temporarily. Yeah, oxygen's really taking over there. As far as oxygen goes, I did run out of salt briefly. I had to go mine some more salt. I only have 70 kilograms of salt left. I only have 1.2 tons, yeah, of algae left. So I do need to find new sources of salt and algae, or my oxygen's gonna stop. So this might be time for the old electrolyzer. Run some of this super warm water into an electrolyzer system, cool it potentially, and get it into the base. All right, this is looking good. Okay, I did forget one very important step, but we're going to go ahead and stop delivering hydrogen over here. We've got a solid amount of hydrogen in here. I need to actually deconstruct this guy really quick. I want to lock this door also. I can't have them open that door anymore. Important step would be if you're going to make a cooling loop with a Weezewort, it really helps a lot if you remember to run the pipes. So there we have it, the pipes. And this is going to just run here like so. We'll bring it down here. And then we're just going to go radiant pipe across there. That should bring the temperature of this whole area way, way down. Let's go ahead and set super urgent mega priority on all that. Everything doesn't need to be a 6. Everything else being a 6 is fine. And we do need a ladder here. Priority 6 at least. To get up there and finish that. Alright, well we're going to go ahead and let that build out. And we'll have that ready, queued up for next time. We're middle of cycle 110. Things are doing fair. But why is it so hot inside my base all of a sudden? These guys are still running. Yes, they're still running. It's doing some weird backup thing. I've had this happen before. Or it's not running properly. And I have to destroy a tile and rebuild it in order to fix it. My whole base is going to die. Because I didn't notice that my cooling system has stopped working. Alright, that should at least be running constantly now. Better. Alright, destroyed 2 tiles. Come on, you can do it before you all starve to death. On the bright side, they've also got this almost complete. Come on, build it. What are you doing? Oh. Alright, there you go. Emergency, build that pipe. That pipe is critical. Thank you. And now that's running as expected again. Yeah, it's definitely helping. 30.5. 29 point. All right, that'll recover soon, but maybe not soon enough. And I didn't notice this, but we also have 4 mushrooms now. That's great news. I think I got that dusk cap from the printing pod because I'm not sure there's any mushrooms on this map at all. Okay. All right, next time we'll prime this pipe with hydrogen and set a direction on it as well. I'll go ahead and do that right now just so I don't forget that part. We'll just have it go around there. And then we'll set another canister emptier with a pump, or maybe I'll just run pipe from up here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll prime this with a gas. Maybe we'll just prime it with oxygen because it's closer. And yeah, get some cooling going. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you guys have enjoyed this video or the channel, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing with your friends. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Namna, signing out.